It wasn't a matter of if, rather when, and against who regarding North Dakota hockey and the upcoming NCAA tournament. Sunday afternoon, those questions were answered. Nodak is the number 2 overall seed and the top seed in the Sioux Falls Regional. They will play Merrimack on Thursday night. The Warriors come into the tourney as one of the hotter teams in the nation, winning the Hockey East Championship as an 8th seed, defeating fellow tournament teams Providence and UConn to do it. For North Dakota, it is a 4th NCAA tournament berth in the last 6 seasons and first since 2024 after missing the tournament last season. And UND entering the tournament following one of their more successful seasons of the past decade. At 27 wins, the only season UND ended with a higher win total was their last national championship run in 2016. A look at the UND side of the bracket. In Worcester, Massachusetts, it's Michigan State as the number 3 overall seed, taking on UConn, and Dartmouth takes on Wisconsin. And then in Sioux Falls, North Dakota taking on Merrimack. The winner of that game will take on the winner of Providence and Quinnipiac. Stay tuned throughout the week for more coverage on the tournament. A look at the other side of the bracket. Michigan is the number 1 overall seed for the Albany Regional. Then there is 3 NCHC teams on this side. NCHC runner-up Minnesota Duluth will play Penn State. And then in Loveland, Colorado, Western Michigan receives the number 4 overall seed, playing Minnesota State Mankato. And then Denver, despite winning the NCHC, is the 2 seed in the regional. They will play Cornell. All these games taking place on Friday. To the hardwood, North Dakota State women's basketball is in the second round of the WBIT. After a first-round win over Chattanooga, NDSU hosting Columbia with a trip to the quarterfinals on the line. NDSU is the 1 seed, Columbia the 4 seed. Opening possession of the game, a sight that we're used to seeing all year. Avery Coonan inside in the bucket to put the Bison on the board. But the rest of this quarter was dominated by the Lions. Riley Weiss connecting from the wing as Columbia leads by 17 after 1. Second quarter, deficit is 26. Coonan on the board. She's going to get the bucket to fall plus the foul. It's a team-high 21 for her in this one, but it was not enough. Columbia dominates start to finish, winning by 29 as NDSU's season comes to an end.
I just told that particular team that this was the most joy that I found in coaching a group probably that I've had in my 15 years of being a head coach. It really had nothing to do with the amount of wins that we had. It was just the quality of time spent with our players and our coaching staff and everybody that comes around every day. It was just really rewarding.
It was an awesome year for us. It was really fun. I think our team got really close, and not only with our win streak and our record, but I think just as a group we grew a lot.
We're just a growing team, and obviously you just keep getting older, you keep getting more experience. Obviously everybody on this team now has a championship game experience, and so I think that'll carry into next year, and just kind of going in with we know what we're capable of, and we know that we have all the pieces just to kind of take that next step, but also just trusting the process. It's not going to be kind of an upward climb every time. There's going to be bumps, and so I think just taking it slow and just focusing on the next step.
In the NBA, the Minnesota Timberwolves on the road taking on the Boston Celtics. After a rough first quarter, the Wolves led at half and then in the fourth turned it on. Bones Highland off the bench scoring a team-high 23 points. This 3 giving the Wolves the lead, and then later up 10, 2 words, Naz Reid. Double figures off the bench for him as the Wolves with a big road win by 10. In the high school ranks, a champion was crowned Saturday at the Fargo Dome in the North Dakota Division A Boys Basketball State Tournament Final, and it was Beulah and Central Cass going back and forth the entire game. Beulah, Central Cass, halftime, it went tied, but then an 8-0 run from the Miners to begin the third helped Beulah squeak past the finish line. Leading by as many as 13 in the fourth quarter, the Squirrels made a late push and even had 2 shots to take the lead at the end, but the shots were off the mark and the Miners capturing their title in a thriller.
It feels incredible. I don't really know how to describe it. It almost hasn't sunk in yet. You know, you dream of this when you pick up a basketball, and you never expect this to happen. You can dream of it, you can want it to happen all you want, but when the buzzer rings and you're a state champion, it's unlike anything I've ever felt in my life.
I think it's awesome. You know, our people we got some good people in Beulah. You know, I mean, it's a smaller town, and we're a blue-collar town, and I think our kids are just thrive off that. And our people treat us so good. They follow us all over. They treated us great on the way here, and it means everything. We play for our people.
For the Squirrels, it was a battle to the finish line. They ended the game on a 12-1 run, but they were just one bucket short of completing the comeback for a title.
They were just super resilient. We said that going into the game, that we needed some resiliency tonight, especially if we're going to play a solid team that can score it the way they can. I was super proud of them. We talked to them in between the third and fourth quarter and said we got to try to do something spectacular here. And they did. You know, we had a look at the end. Heart breaks for the boys. They did such a great job. I couldn't be more proud to be their basketball coach right now. They're great kids.
Just one more state tournament to go for our region. Minnesota boys kick off Tuesday and wrap up Saturday this week.
You're almost done.
Almost.